Tsering the Khenpo David Karma Chophel Sunny Mission. The cheaper and a song toes the person to chicken cheaper. No good, someone to me checking no much to the I could say, I'm wishing she had it. Corona, Yankee Norwa, Yankee Freeman,
I have nothing special to say. I am a nomad from the highlands. My parents were Dharma practitioners. They have 4 sons, of whom I am the youngest. My 3 older brothers were also monks. The oldest was a Khenpo named Khenpo Karthe. He was a Khenpo even before the establishment of Chodhar at Thrangu monastery in Tibet, and he also served as the Vajra master. The next son was known as Lama Sonam. He was a rather gentle person who lived in retreat for around 12 years. The third son was known as Khenpo Chodhar. He is by nature a very compassionate and a sincere Dharma practitioner who first enrolled in Chodhar and later became a Khenpo, and quite a popular one at that. I was the youngest of all. I also became a monk at a young age, but because I was the youngest, my parents pampered me, so I did not do terribly well in my studies. My father was named Tsering and mother was named Sonam Phuntsok. I became a novice at Thrangu monastery in Tibet at the age of 13. I received Shamanira and Bhikshu ordinations from 2nd Jamgon Rinpoche, Palden Khense Wazir, on 2 consecutive days and given the monastic name Karmanga Wangchuk. There were more than 100 monks at the Bhikshu ordination. In Tibet, there was not really any tradition of reading liturgies when doing pujas, no matter which puja it was. Everyone had to memorize all of them, so I memorized the liturgies of Vajra Varahi, Akshobhya, Long Mahakala, Sarva Durgati, Parishodhana practices, among others. I also spent a year in retreat practicing Sarva Durgati Parishodhana.
Samba zone, Sadon, Samba man, Sadon, Metting Naro Rongi, Muku, Yupa Nation, telling Merch, Tenipe, Chado, Tenipe, Sam Jawado, Tele the Wakuru Loma, Aruyantero, Tingin Sadus and Marukari, Chiliche.
I lived in Tibet until I was 26 years old. Initially, I stayed in Buxa for around 8 years. After that, I stayed at Tashi in Bhutan for around 4 years. Then I moved to Bodh Gaya and then to Nepal. I have lived in Nepal since then. While living in Bhutan, on Thrangu Rinpoche's wishes and instructions, I spent 3 years visiting Tibetan settlements in India and also places like Kalimpong, Sikkim and Nepal, asking for donations to build a new monastery. I collected somewhere between 70,000 and 80,000 rupees. This money was used to establish Thrangu Monastery in Baudha. After the annexation of Tibet, I began serving as Thrangu Rinpoche's attendant, and I continued to do so after my 3 years retreat, during which I also accompanied Rinpoche to Europe and America. There were around 5 of us in my first 3-year retreat. I was sent to the retreat by Rinpoche. I had traveled asking for donations for my board at the retreat center. During that time, with the help of Ngesang Kamsum and few others, I managed to collect around 10,000 Nepali rupees, due to which I was able to stay in retreat. The retreat master was the retreat master of Dilyak Monastery, Sonam Gyurme. I was both a retreatant and the steward. During my second 3-year retreat, Lama Ajo was the retreat master. There were around 10 of us. After the 3-year retreat ended, I got the opportunity to stay in Mani retreat, and I have been in retreat continually ever since. From my perspective, Gyagje Thrangu Rinpoche is a genuine practitioner and a bodhisattva. The reason why I say that is that during that time, Namabuddha had extreme shortage of water. There were no cars and there was also no one to encourage or support Rinpoche. All he had was a divination from Tashi to Rinpoche that indicated it would be auspicious if Rinpoche built a monastery at Namabuddha. At that time, the only way to travel to Namabuddha was to come on foot from Dulikhel. There was no other means of transport. Rinpoche faced a lot of trouble because of heat and exhaustion. He would take off his top robes, which I would help him carry. The development of Namabuddha began at that time, and now it is easy for us all to see how much it has grown and how many supporters we have. My regular main practice is only the Avalokiteshvara mantra, which I made a vow to practice in the presence of the relics of Thalik Kyabgon. Thus far, I have completed 2 sets of 100 million money recitations. These days, I think some people take between 4 and 5 years to complete a 100 million mantras, but in my case, it took me a decade. I have received the money empowerment and oral transmissions from Lama Sangpo, but I am like sand, so no matter how much water is poured on me, I will never sprout. Although I received empowerments and oral transmissions from many teachers, including the 16th Karmapa and Lama Sangpo, nothing has stuck in my mind. Along with my daily money practice, I recite Amita Yus Sutra 3 times a day for the long life of Thrangu Rinpoche. I also do Mahakala practice and some practices of which I have oral transmissions and empowerments on a daily basis. Apart from that, I do not do any practices such as Chö or the like. Every day, I wake up at around 3 a.m. and make offerings and start my daily practices. I go to sleep at around 10 p.m., sitting in my meditation seat and leaning back a bit. This is like asking a poor person who does not have enough sampa to eat to help provide a rich person who has all the resources they need with some money and such. You all have all the education and resources, so how can I give you any advice? But as Khenpo Phuntsok of Chodhar Monastery in his testament when he passed away, stand on your own 2 feet. Do not disturb others. It is extremely important to practice Dharma and behave well. Moreover, it is crucial to have sincere, altruistic intentions towards Buddhism. Modern people have excellent external resources and a good education, but it seems as if they do not have much devotion to the teachings. In the past, people did not have much Buddhist or general education, but they had strong, sincere intentions towards the teachings. In particular, whatever job you are doing for the monastery, it is crucial to have pure, sincere intentions. Otherwise, you all go through all the stages from the school first, then the monastic college, the preliminary retreat, and then the 3-year retreat. You go from being a student to being a teacher or a Khenpo. But I have had no education, so I have nothing else to say. I merely could not refuse when the Lophel Norbu editorial committee asked me for an interview. Thank you.